Okay, let's go ahead and go over the warm-up. So for Mother's Day, you are taking your mom out for lunch. The lunch special is $24.99, and a drink is $1.50. Tax is 6%, and you have 25% tip. We want to know what is the final cost of the meal. So you are taking your mom out. That means how many people are you paying for? 2, right? If you're a good kid, you're going to pay for you and your mom since it is Mother's Day. So that means you're not just spending $24.99 and $1.50. You're spending $24.99 twice and $1.50 twice. So what you need to do is you need to identify what the whole is, because like we've talked about before, all of the problems that we've been working on, the part is what's missing. Okay, the X is the part. So we need to identify the whole first. So you're spending $24.99 for you, then you're spending $24.99 for your mom. Okay, that pays for the lunch. You're spending $1.50 for you on a drink and $1.50 for your mom on a drink. So you're going to add all of that together, and the total amount of money that you're spending so far before you pay tax and tip is $52.98. Okay, that's your whole or your subtotal. They call it a subtotal. Total means it's finalized. Subtotal means before you start doing things like tips, taxes, discounts, and stuff of that sort. Okay, our percentage. Remember, if it is a tip and a tax, what do we do with those percents? You add them. If it is a tip and a tax, you add those together. So you're taking that 6% for your tax, and you're going to add it with that 25% for your tip, and that's going to come out to a total of 31%. That 31% covers your tip and tax together. Okay, so now what we're going to do is set up our proportion. So what we're trying to find, the X, that X is going to represent the money version, okay, the money amount for tip and tax. Tip and tax, your money amount. That's what we are looking for currently. We're going to set that up over the whole. So we're going to set it up over $52.98. Then we're going to set that equal to our percent, 31 over 100. Okay, this is our proportion. Our percent proportion has now been set up. We want to figure out how much money is the tip and the tax going to be out of the $52.98. Our percentage was 31 over 100. Okay, now we just do our cross product. We're going to multiply X times 100, which is going to give us that 100X. We're going to multiply 52.98 times 31, which is going to give us $1,642.38. And then we're going to go ahead and divide both sides by that 100. Now don't forget that you need to round. You need to round. Some people were coming up yesterday for the IXLs and going, oh my gosh, I missed the answer by 1 penny. Well, if you missed it by 1 penny, it's because you didn't round correctly. You need to make sure you round. When we divide, we're going to get 16.4238. So we're going to leave it as 0.42, as 42 cents, because that 38 behind it tells you to leave it alone. That's going to represent your tip and your tax. That's the money amount for your tip and your tax. Did we answer the question? We didn't. Because what's the question asking for? The final cost. That is only tip and tax. That is not final cost. Final cost means that we have to take that tip and tax and we have to add it with the $52.98. Okay, so we're going to add it with that $52.98 that represented our whole, right? That's what represented our whole. Then we're going to add it with that tip and the tax, and that's going to come out to $69.40. That's your final cost. Ella, close that door for me, please. Thank you. That's the final cost, boys. Okay, let's go on to problem number 2. Number 2, you have 2 coupons at Macy's. Let me tell you, this happens all the time. At a lot of stores, you might have a coupon that's a certain percentage off, and you might have a coupon that's a certain amount of money off, like dollars off. And you have to figure out which one should you use. Should you use the dollar off amount, or should you use a percentage off amount? Sometimes the dollar off is better. Sometimes the percent off is better. It all depends on what the cost was. Okay? So you have to know how to be a savvy shopper. You have to know how to be a smart shopper, okay? So one of the coupons that we have is for $25 off. That's an easy thing to figure out. We just take 25 away from whatever our whole cost was. The other one is 25% off. That one is where we have to figure it out by setting up the proportion. So those are 2 different setups. Now, we're purchasing a sweater for $42.62 and 2 pairs of jeans for $30.65 each. So we're not just spending $30.65 one time, we're spending it twice. Joshua, you need to stop talking to him. Okay? So we need to combine all of these, and again, we're spending this twice. This is going to be spent twice, so we have to add that 2 times to figure out our whole. So how much money we're spending? We've got $42.62 for the sweater. We've got $30.65 for 1 pair of jeans and $30.65 for the other pair of jeans. That means that we're having a total of $103.92 that we're going to be spending. So I want to know which coupon is going to be better. So we're going to start with the first coupon, the money coupon. The money coupon states that I can just go ahead and subtract $25. So I'm going to take $103.92 and I'm going to subtract $25, and my coupon total is going to be $78.92. That's my coupon for the money. My money coupon is going to cost me $78.92. Now I got to figure out what the percentage coupon would cost me. So for the percentage coupon, I'm going to set it up as X over $103.92. And that's going to be set equal to 25% over 100. Do my cross product. I'm going to get 100x is equal to 2,598. Once I divide both sides by that 100, I'm going to get that x is going to be $25.98. And I would subtract that away from my $103.92. So I'm going to do 103.92 minus 25.98. When I do that, I'm going to get $77.94. That's my percentage coupon. So that one came out cheaper, didn't it? $77.94 is cheaper than $78.92. Not by much. Not by much. It's only 98 cents cheaper, but still cheaper in the long run. So this is the one that's the better deal. You will have a question just like that on your test next week, where you have to identify between a dollar amount off versus a percentage off, which one is going to give you the better deal. Sometimes the dollar amount might be better. Sometimes the percentage might be better. Let's look at it again for problem number 3. Target is going to charge us $250, but they're going to give us $100 off. Walmart wants to charge $230 and they're going to do 40% off. So we want to know which store is going to be cheaper. So let's start with Target because that's the easiest one to do. At Target, all I have to do is take $250 and subtract 100. I'm going to take $250 and subtract 100. That's going to come out to being $150 at Target. At Walmart, I have to set it up as a proportion. I'm going to do X over the whole, which was 230 in this case. And it's going to be equal to my percentage, which was 40 over 100. We're going to do our cross product. That's going to give us 100x is equal to 9,200. We'll divide both sides by 100. And I'll find out that it's $92 off. Hey, it's not $92. I'm not spending $92. I'm taking $92 off. So now I have to take that 230 and subtract 92. And that's going to equal 138. So who has it cheaper, Walmart or Target? Walmart. Okay, so Walmart is better for the deal. Walmart's got the better deal in this case. Okay, we did Walmart in purple. So for our simple interest, when we're focusing on simple interest, again, it's a very simple formula, and it's labeled the I-party formula. Okay, I-party meaning I equals PRT. P times R times T. Okay, and each of these represents information. So here the I represents the money version of your interest. The I represents the money amount of interest that you would earn or the money amount of interest that you would have to pay. P stands for money as well. It's the principal. So it's the amount of money that you're going to borrow or the amount of money that you're going to invest. It's money that you would borrow or money that you are going to invest or put into an account. R represents your percent of interest. And when we set it up as always, percent over 100. Percent over 100. T represents time, and it has to be in years. T represents time, and it has to be given in years. Now, here's something special. If it's given in months, if it's given to you in months, then you're going to divide it by 12 to get years. So if you have a situation and they're giving you a problem in months, then you are going to divide the months by 12, and that will tell you what it is in years. So if it's 3 months, 3 divided by 12 will come out to 0.25 years. You always have to have it represented in years. So if they're telling you years, you don't have to do anything with it. But if they're telling you months, divide the months by 12 so that you can convert it into years. Okay, so let's take a look at a couple of problems. Nathan and Amaya. Stop talking. All right, so Liz has an account with $500 that earns 8% simple interest. After 3 years, how much interest will she earn? Okay, so the question is asking you for the amount of interest that she's going to earn. So you're just going to be solving for I. You're just going to be solving for I in this case. So when we set this information up, we want to identify the parts that we know and what is missing. So again, interest is what we're solving for. How much interest will she earn? We don't know that yet. That's going to be our blank. P, the principal. The principal is how much money does she have in her account, or how much money did she borrow? In this case, she has money in an account. She's investing money. So this right here is going to represent the principal, the $500. So for P, I'm going to put 500. R, remember, R is your percentage over 100. It's your percentage over 100. So our percentage is 8%. We're looking for a percent sign. So we have 8%. So I'm going to put it as 8 over 100. That's my rate. 8 over 100. T has to be in years, the time in years. So here we've got 3 years. That's what we want. We want years, so we're going to put 3. So now I have all of this information filled out. I'm looking for the I. I'm looking for the interest, so I'm going to plug it into my formula. My formula says that I equals principal P times rate R times time T. So I'm just going to fill this information in. So instead of P, I'm going to replace it with 500. Instead of R, I'm going to replace that with 8 over 100. Instead of T, I'm going to replace that with 3. So I equals 500 times 8 over 10 times 3. So you need your calculator. You need to plug that in. You would type in 500 times, you're going to hit your fraction button, 8 over 100. Get out of the fraction, hit times, and then 3. There's your answer. You get 120. 120 is the interest. So I equals $120. That's the interest. The question asked, how much interest will she earn? So did we answer the question? Yes. This is the amount of interest. I equals interest. We answered the question. If the question asked how much will be in her account after 3 years, what do you think we would do? If they wanted to know how much would be in her account after 3 years, what do you think we would do beyond this? Not divide. You would add it. You would add it into the account. She has 500 in the account. After 3 years, she's going to have an additional $120 in there. So we would add that. She would have a total of $620 after 3 years. But the question didn't ask how much would be in her account. The question only asked for the interest. You have to make sure you read carefully to identify whether it wants all of it or just the interest. Let's take a look at another question. All right. Arnold took out a loan for $580. The interest rate is 3%. If he has the loan for 3 months, how much total will he have to pay back? So when you pay back a loan, you pay back what you borrowed and you pay back the interest that you earned on the loan. Okay, you pay back both what you borrowed and the interest that was earned on the loan. So we're going to set this up. We need to figure out how much the interest is going to be first. So I is the value that's missing. The principal is what he borrowed. He took out a loan for $580. So that's the principal, $580. The rate is the percentage over 100. Good. So we have 3%. 3%. So we're going to put 3 over 100. That's the rate. The time, T, has to be in years. Is this years? No, this is months. So what did we have to do again? What did I say? Divide it by 12. So we're going to take 3 months and we're going to divide it by 12. And that's going to come out to 0.25 years. It's 0.25 years. Okay, let me zoom into that so you guys can see it easier. Okay, whenever they give you months, you take the months and you divide it by 12, and that'll give you years. 0.25 years. Okay, so now we just have to plug it into our formula. So remember, it's I equals P, which in this case is 580, times R, which in this case is 3 over 100, times T, which in this case is 0.25. Oops, sorry. So we're going to multiply those together to get the interest, the I. So again, you'll take your calculator, you're going to type in 580 times, hit your fraction button, put 3 over 100, get out of the fraction, hit times, and put 0.25. There's your answer, $4.35. So the interest that's earned after 3 months is $4.35. Now the question asks, how much total will he have to pay back? So is he only paying back $4.35? No, you have to pay back the entire thing. You have to pay back what you borrowed and the interest. What you borrowed and the interest. So in this case, we would have to combine 580 plus the $4.35, and the total amount that he would be paying back is $584.35. Get that copy down. We're going to do one more example. Okay, let's go on to the next problem. All right, Luis is taking out a car loan for $5,000. He takes 2 years to pay it off at 3% interest. So we want to know how much did he pay. So Luis is taking out a car loan for $5,000. He takes 2 years to pay it off at 3% interest. How much did he pay? Go ahead and do this one on your own. Okay, let's go ahead and go over it. What's the principal? 5,000. So it's a car loan for 5,000. So we're going to put 5,000 here. What's the rate? 3 over 100. Good. 3%. So it's 3 over 100. Don't forget to put that over 100. 3 over 100. What's the time?
2 years.
It's 2 years. 2 years. Okay, so it's already in years, so you can leave it as a 2. Okay, so then we're going to multiply it. What's the interest going to wind up being? 300. The interest is 300. Did we answer the question? No, we didn't. In fact, the question asked, how much did he pay? So he had to pay interest and the $5,000, doesn't he? So we're going to add that $5,000 onto it, and his interest and $5,000 together is $5,300 is how much he paid back. Make sure you know the difference between whether they're asking for interest or asking for the total amount. Okay, you have a quizzes assignment. We've got 14 minutes. Go ahead and grab a computer.